You know that feeling when you read a chapter, highlight every other sentence, and still forget everything the next day. You close the book thinking, did I even learn anything? It's frustrating, because you're putting in the hours, but your brain just won't cooperate. Here's the truth. Most people don't have a bad memory. They just never learned how to train it. And yet, across the world, you'll find students in Japan, calm, focused, almost surgical in how they study, remembering insane amounts of material without staying up till 3 a.m. How do they do that? We're going to unpack exactly how Japanese students train their memory. You'll learn how they study less, but remember more, using techniques that rewire how your brain encodes, stores, and retrieves information. We'll cover 1. A method that turns memorization into active learning. 2. A secret from Japanese schools that keeps their brain always review ready. 3. A mindset shift that makes forgetting almost impossible. By the end, you'll see why remembering everything doesn't come from studying harder, but studying smarter. Let's start with the foundation. Active recall. It's simple but powerful, and it's what Japanese students use from early schooling. Instead of rereading notes or highlighting, they close the book and test themselves. Every study session becomes a mini exam. They ask, what do I still remember? Not, what should I reread? I used to do the opposite. I'd read a page 5 times, thinking repetition meant retention. But when I tried to explain it out loud, my mind went blank. That's when I realized memory is not built by reading. It's built by retrieving. When you force your brain to recall information, even if you get it wrong, you strengthen the neural pathway that holds it. It's like a muscle tearing slightly and rebuilding stronger. So next time, after reading a chapter, stop, look away. Try to write down everything you remember. No notes, no cheating. Then, check what you missed. That's your real learning zone. Japanese students do this constantly through self-quizzes, flash recitations, and even group recall games in class. It's not about perfection. It's about practice to recall. The second technique is called spaced repetition, or as I like to think of it, the bamboo growth method. Image 12, bamboo growth metaphor. Here's the story. When you plant bamboo, nothing grows for years, but beneath the soil, roots are spreading. Then suddenly, boom, it shoots up meters in weeks. Memory works the same way. Here's the story. When you plant bamboo, nothing grows for years, but beneath the soil, roots are spreading. Then suddenly, boom, it shoots up meters in weeks. Memory works the same way. Japanese schools don't cram before exams. They spread revision across weeks or months, revisiting the same material just as they're about to forget it. The first day, you review right after learning, then again after 2 days, then a week, then a month. Each interval strengthens the root until it's permanent. Apps like Anki or physical review calendars use this principle, but many Japanese students do it naturally, by reviewing old material every morning before new lessons start. It's boring? Maybe, but it's the most brain-efficient system known to science. Cramming gives you short-term confidence. Spaced repetition gives you long-term mastery. The third secret is called interleaving. Western students often block study, math for 3 hours, then history, then physics. Japanese students mix topics, 20 minutes of math, then 10 minutes of vocabulary, then a small break, then reading. Why? Because switching tasks forces your brain to adapt. You're no longer memorizing through autopilot. You're learning through context switching. Imagine a gym. You wouldn't just train your biceps for 3 hours, right? You'd rotate muscle groups. Same logic. Studies show that interleaving strengthens recall because the brain keeps refreshing its focus and connection between ideas. It also keeps boredom away, and that's a memory booster on its own. Try this. Split your subjects into 20 to 30-minute blocks and rotate. You'll notice your focus stays sharp, and the content sticks longer. This one is less known outside Japan, but it's powerful. Before studying, many Japanese students perform a small ritual, organizing the desk, taking a deep breath, and setting an intention, sometimes even saying out loud, I will focus on this one page. This is called kaiman, literally, opening the gate. It sounds small, but it's neuroscience in action. When you ritualize the start of studying, your brain associates that act with learning mode. It switches from distraction to focus faster. Think of it as priming the engine before driving. Western students often rush in, phone buzzing, snacks open, YouTube on. But kaiman teaches one thing: respect the moment of learning. Before you begin, pause, take 10 seconds to breathe. Tell yourself, I'm here to remember. You'll be surprised how much that changes your retention. Here's the final, and maybe most powerful, method: teaching. After Japanese classes, students often explain what they learned to friends, parents, or even themselves. Because the moment you teach something, your brain stops memorizing words and starts organizing meaning. When I began doing this, explaining lessons to my wall or pretending I was tutoring someone, my grades skyrocketed. Not because I studied more, but because I understood more. You don't need an audience. Just explain the topic out loud, simply, like you're teaching a 10-year-old. If you stumble, that's your weak spot. That's where to focus next. Now, a few warnings, because it's easy to do these wrong. Mistake number 1. Turning active recall into perfectionism. You don't need to remember everything perfectly each session. Forgetting is part of the process. It tells you what to review next. Mistake number 2. Overloading space repetition. Don't add too much too fast. Your brain needs recovery time. Quality over quantity. Mistake number 3. Ritualizing to the point of procrastination. Kaiman is meant to start studying, not delay it. Don't wait for the perfect candle or playlist. Just begin. Mistake number 4. Explaining without simplifying. If you explain something and still sound confused, you're not teaching, you're repeating. Slow down. Make it so clear that even your past self would understand. Remember, the goal is not just to remember information, it's to understand and retrieve it when needed. Let's recap what we've learned. 1. Active recall. Don't reread. Test yourself. Point 2. Spaced repetition. Review right before forgetting. Point 3. Interleaving. Mix topics to keep your brain alert. Point 4. Kaiman. Start with intention and focus. Point 5. Teach to remember. Explain it to truly learn it. You don't need photographic memory. You need a system and consistency. If you apply even 2 of these techniques, you'll start to notice something shift. You'll recall things more naturally, more calmly. Your brain will trust itself again. Here's the truth. Japanese students aren't superhuman. They've just mastered the art of structured memory, and so can you. Try one of these methods today. Just one. Maybe a 10-minute recall session tonight, or a simple review tomorrow morning. You'll realize remembering isn't magic. It's training. And once you train your memory, everything else, exams, books, even ideas, start falling into place. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more videos like this, where we make studying simpler, not harder, because your brain deserves a better way to learn.